Check out getbevel.com today and use code FRIENDZONE for 20% off. If you were at the Read Live this year as we celebrated our 3rd year anniversary, I got to be really, really fun and ratchet, as I am usually, and give away the new bevel razor. If you are waiting for something really cool and classy, they're also coming out with the new bevel trimmer. If you want more information, log on to getbevel.com and don't forget to use code FRIENDZONE for 20% off. That's GETBEVEL.com. Now let's start the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we not doing no fucking intro this week because Fran don't want to be part of the thing. Now email her and tweet her and tell her she part of the thing and she could sing or clap. Or you know what? You can bring a tambourine. How about that?
As much as this breaks my heart, y'all, it's the truth.
If you do the tambourine app or something.
It's the truth, y'all.
Did you say app?
Yeah, there's an app for that.
That sounds so awful.
She declined you guys, so, we just sad and down, this week.
Actually,
so,
I think that a song has been inspired here. We should sing about how Fran won't sing our song.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Fran won't sing.
Mm-hmm.
Fran won't sing. Mm-hmm. Fran won't sing. Fran won't sing. Come on, let me get that feeling. Fran won't sing. No, she won't sing. Fran won't sing. Choir director, tell them about how Fran won't sing. When I drop this beat for that thing.
She said no, she won't go to the door and say no more. She ain't singing. She ain't even bringing no rhymes to the table when we just want to singing. She said no to that too. She said, are you crazy, boo? I ain't doing it. She ain't doing it. She straight through with it. And I'm doing it in a place with no taste. Because I'm ghetto, nigga. Don't forget it. Don't get it fucked up. Word up. Shout out to the 313 and the 810. What's good? What's up?
I'm so mad.
Here we go.
That
You
one
a swiper.
That one left so fast.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's what you get. That's what you get when you won't sing, Fran. But I'm not going to bore y'all with the details of that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Friend Zone.
That's right, which is your weekly look into all things mental health, mental wellness, and mental hygiene, because who in the hell wants a musty brain? No drum roll, so don't even ask.
All right, so take a shot now where he's supposed to do the drum roll. For all those that do like the drinking game.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're at work. Well, if you're drinking at work,
especially if you're at work.
Because
That's who need the shot.
What are we gonna talk about this week? Oh yeah, we gotta talk about something from last week.
Yeah, Dustin has to bring us into this week's recap session.
That's right. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what we talked about last week, which was coloring book and chill. Okay, when we were talking about ways to chill out and if you get involved in pillow talk. Now, me, myself, as I told you guys last week, I abide by the G code. I don't believe in pillow talk. I don't want to know anything about your exes, anything about your past relationships. Don't tell me any of that shit. Don't talk to me about any other guys that you felt attracted strongly to and literally cared about and had feelings for. Because I want to be special and I want to be the one. I want to be the one that you have those types of feelings about. And anything else is just unacceptable.
I
dog.
feel attacked because Dustin's looking straight at me.
Because I feel like she feel me though. You know what I'm saying?
Her tea water just got a little hotter.
You see?
Okay,
Fran feel me. So so that's how I felt. And so shout out to Bulls fan D Rose, Miss Johnson on Twitter, who told me, Dustin, you were preaching all facts, in all caps, about the G code. Period. There wasn't no exclamation point being fake.
And that was
she ended it with a period because she was serious about her shit and she meant that and she knew she was right because she said I was. So shout out to her.
Shout out.
Right, and then of course, like I said last week, I'm more of the open book. I enjoy talking about my exes. I want to hear all the stories. We don't have to go into explicit details about anyone's personal life, but I do think that it helps paint an interesting picture of your evolution as a person if you can talk about your past relationships. So I'm open to it. I'm open to hear it, and I'm open to talk about it. And Izzy Sweetest Taboo on SoundCloud said, okay, first off, I've been rocking with y'all since day one.
Hey.
Keep up the good work. Thank you,
Hey.
Izzy. And he said, so this is my take on pillow talk. not only pillow talk, but putting my mouth on people in general. Okay. I am an open book, so that means in my relationship, no subject is taboo. I hear that. We should really be able to talk about everything and at least clear things up. So my rule on pillow talk is I don't say anything about anybody that I wouldn't say to their face. Good, bad, and ugly. If something ever comes out of my mouth, you better believe that I feel comfortable saying what I said in front of that person. And if I don't, then I just keep my mouth shut. I think that's the simplest way to stay out of trouble.
Amen.
So I totally agree. He's an open book like I am. And one thing I see that I have to learn. and I wanted to thank you guys for all the perspective you shared. It was a lot of opinions that agreed with me, a lot that agreed with Dustin, a lot that agreed with Asante. But I think the take from it is that you can share your evolution and maybe you don't have to share the name of the people you were with so they don't get looked up on Facebook and hit up with gossip.
Duh.
So thank you guys for sharing your thoughts. And now, Asante, who stood out to you?
So Beautiful Godzilla on SoundCloud says, I think it's a slippery slope talking about exes. When someone I'm dating shares with me about their ex, I cringe. I'll listen, but I won't mention anything about mine. At what point do we stop talking about the past and focus on the present/future?
Oh, she's just like you. Just sit and listen.
I will sit and I will listen. Now, if you ask me, I might tell you, but it's not like the past is the past. Mm-hmm. And I feel like things do happen for a reason. And in certain aspects, I don't think just me as self even reflected on a lot of the past situations really to bring with me into the new relationship or situation. So I think it's harder for me to really pick and choose what I find interesting enough to share about someone in my past when I'm thinking about myself and this person that I'm building with in the future. Now, if they are like you and, they feel like something special happened to them and they want to share, or something, that really changed you from a past experience, you need to discuss that. I think at that point, it's really going to say volumes of where we've been. And I guess I could understand that if I'm at that crossroads with somebody.
Right, yeah.
Because you can really find out a lot about somebody if they tell you about, basically their gratitude for what you do that someone else didn't do, or just even how they've changed and come a long way in what they are in with you at the current moment. So I can kind of see it all around.
Yeah, and I think actually that's a cool point. Because imagine, even with Dustin, who I know disagrees.
Right, fuck that shit.
But imagine if someone moves forward, right, after you guys were together, and you affected them so much.
Of course. Absolutely.
That you don't feel they have the right when they move on to tell that person, yeah, I dated Dustin, and let me tell you, he did X, Y, and Z, and it was like this, and it was that. This is where I fucked up. This is where it was dope. You don't think that's... I mean, I think it's fair. I think it's
they dating a sucker nigga that's gonna sit up and listen to that. Like, who the hell want to hear about how great your ex influenced your life?
I think it's all in context.
I want you to know how fucking great
it's definitely in
this
context.
other nigga made my life.
It's all in context.
I'm like, if you don't get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, like, I don't want to hear that.
Because that should just be a given. But, like, if you are sitting down and it's like, babe, I just want you to know, like...
No.
No. I don't know.
Man.
I've done it and it works. It ends up being a really cool conversation about how you got to be who you are today.
I ain't that grown
and you know
yet.
what? That's what it is, because you just have a knack for identifying even how you word things to get from where you were to where you are. So to be able to say, hey, this was my journey, and pick out those like details that really make you and make it more about you than the other person, that's where it's just kind of like, okay, this is a dope ass conversation.
We can have that same conversation. Just say like, I've been through some things. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to say like my ex taught me.
Important.
Like, just tell me like, life has shown me that. Say shit like that.
Well,
that's cool. We can have that connection that way.
And that's part
don't
of
tell
it.
me shit about no other nigga. Period.
Let's jump on into that today then. Okay. Today's conversation. Thought you like that segue. Today's conversation. Remember last week Dustin said, Fran, put a pin in it when I was saying, okay, how honest is too honest in a relationship?
I forgot what
happened. I saw one of the comments on SoundCloud. Somebody was like, hell no, I don't give any details that will make me look bad, even if it's true.
Right.
And I thought that was such an interesting perspective, because why would you not be honest about the good, the bad, and the ugly? Why would you try to paint this false picture of perfection that may come out later, and it may come out through someone else's mouth who may make it worse than it really is, or change it or flip it? If you tell the person from your mouth, then they're getting the story straight. You know what I mean? It doesn't allow room for error or any assumptions or stories being made up. That's why I'd rather just put things on the plate. So I'm curious, for us, let's attack that today. Let's see, do you tell them, this isn't about pillow talk. There's nothing to do with exes or family, none of that, because we covered that.
Right.
We want to know, I want to know, Dustin and Asante, how much is too much just as about you as a person? Do you tell people the bad shit? Like, we know you have like shutdowns, Asante. Would you just say that to the dude? Like, I want you to know this about me. Like, when I get pissed off, you need to leave me alone. I shut down. I'm still working through those things. Or do you let him just have to deal with it when he comes to it? Like, whoa, what's happening? Like, how much do you let him know?
Well, I'm so glad that we decided to start with me today.
Yes, we have to.
Because
you
I
always
never
try to
start,
hide.
and I am hiding right now. I'm trying to figure out how to parlay this. You got me good.
I got you this week.
How much information is too much? I feel like if the information has not been called for, it does not necessarily need to be given in certain aspects. Like, not, you could easily be like, oh, I did some shit, and since you ain't seen it, it don't exist. But more so along the lines of, if it's not in context to, what you feel like we're dealing with or whatever phase that we're in, I just feel like certain things don't need to be shared. Like, if we're just really starting to get to know each other, or in a different phase of the relationship, there are just certain things that you want to know about a person. Mm-hmm. Like, you want to know like how they are with family, or you want to know how they are, with their family, their situations and stuff. So you don't want to just say, oh, hey, right off the bat, I work this job. Like, for me, I recently was like, I don't like talking about my job. Like, never come to my job. And it seemed out of place for me to have just even said that. Mm-hmm. Like, it was part of the conversation, but it was like early on, like, why would I come to your job? But at the same time, I was just kind of like, you just need to know that this is how I am about my shit. But there are certain aspects that I just do not entertain when it comes to giving certain information. Like, unless we've had an initial conversation about where we are and what we're doing, I find certain conversations to be too comical to have.
So you wouldn't share like your strengths and weaknesses?
If the conversation called for it, I'm dancing.
He is dancing.
I am. I'm sweating.
Nope, not today. So you don't share your strengths and weaknesses?
You know what? I just really try to, when I'm getting to know someone or I'm starting out, I really just try to put out who I am as an individual. And I don't think about good or bad, just naturally like who I am, what I do. Like, most of the time, I'm thinking about all the good shit anyway. Like, not just in me. Yes, sir. Hair flip, y'all can't see. But just like in general, whenever you live in your life, you're trying to make yourself your best self, right? Mm-hmm. So you always want to remind yourself why you're so good, why you're so great. So when you're with somebody, you want to remind them why you're so good, why you're so great. Fran, I'm not doing this. Just for those of y'all listening,
we'll come back to you then.
Fran is trying to put me in some shit right now.
I'm not. I'm just trying to see perspective.
Because I have not been able to, this is very interesting that we're doing this on the podcast, because now I can just go on ahead and like lay it all out there. I have not been able to properly express myself in certain aspects when it comes to dealing with people, because when I deal with people, even in the early phases of some shit, I feel like people show themselves to me very, very early. And for me, I've never been able to do that. Like, I've always just tried to put myself out there as best as I could. And I think that's why people kind of like you and they get to know you and they want to stay around. But at the same time, things can kind of taper off if you don't give a certain amount of yourself or perspective.
Right.
But there's a certain perspective that I am just not ready to share.
That's fair.
And ready to receive, only because as far as my own personal perspective, I haven't been able to navigate it properly. So I feel like giving out any information out of place too soon or just wherever can fuck up any situation.
Right.
Oh, shit. I felt like I was taking a lie detector test just now. I'm not even going to lie.
You were so funny.
I'm not even going to lie.
What about you, Dustin?
What you mean?
So Dustin got his arms crossed. So when you dating someone,
Right.
I remember in
Let's
last week's
stop right
episode.
there. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
Last week's episode, you said that you've been too honest to the point where it's actually worked against you.
Yeah, man.
And it may have crucified you with you just trying to put shit on the table. So did that kind of make you from then on be like, maybe I shouldn't be this honest? Or do you just continue to be as honest as possible with your strengths as a person as well as your weaknesses?
Hell yeah, it made me change. Shit, I wanted their ass. You know what I'm saying? So when they cut me off, so the whole thing was like, it just was not, for me, it's all about communication, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can have a conversation with you about how I feel about relationships and how they fuck everything up and how sometimes it's just enough to have like a mutual, definition for like whatever your situation is and you're all right? People don't like that. And they feel like that's you saying like you're not looking for a relationship since that's what the fuck everybody is doing, I guess.
Right.
And that's them saying, they hear that as, oh, I'm not looking for a relationship. I just want to fuck. And not go anywhere or whatever. A lot of times people are looking for life partners. They're looking for somebody that they can be like, okay, I can stay interested in this person. They're fly enough, they're in shape, they're taking care of themselves, they're getting money, they're sexy enough, they're presentable enough, we can go out in public together, you know what I'm saying? They're looking for that. And all of that is cool, because in a sense, I kind of am too, just not in the same perspective that they are. I'm just not even looking for. I only entertain natural like connections where energy literally transfers. We have chemistry. We both feel it. We can't really not be around each other. Like that's what we want to do. We spend a lot of time together, you know what I mean? Because we just kind of do. It's just like what we do. That's what I go after. But people are like looking to interpret that as, okay, we're on the path to this and on the direction to this, and we're gonna end up like this, and now we're in this relationship. We gotta force ourselves to not want to fuck anybody else, and we gotta force ourselves to deal with arguments and drama and be around somebody getting on my nerves and don't fart around me. That's a deal breaker. Like, I don't, like, there's things like, you know what I'm saying? Since we're talking about sharing and being too honest, that's too much me and you. Don't be using the bathroom around me. Don't be like farting around me. Keep it together. Like for some, like I love you and I care about you, but like, and I accept you for everything that you are, because I'm all of that stuff too. But I'm not doing that in front of you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing things that make other things that we're gonna do unappealing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not
really. So you're one of those that thinks.
I will get up. I will get up in the morning. I will wake up in the
separate.
morning. We can live together for years, and I will wake up in the morning and go on my nightstand and get a piece of gum and put it in my mouth before I roll over and start telling you good morning. Like I'm just like that. That's just what I like, and I appreciate other people that are like that too in their own way. Now, if you're charismatic enough to keep me entertained and you feel like you can get away with farting around me because you know that it irritates me, but you also know that I'm like super into you, and so you do it anyway, and you're like kind of cocky about it, but it's not nasty, it's kind of like cute and sexy, then like that's okay, like on holidays, you know what I'm saying? like randomly, that kind of stuff is cool.
I bet he said on a holiday.
So like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, like quarterly, you know what I'm saying? But for real.
So you look for a polished person.
I don't look for nothing, but when
But
I
that's
find
what you prefer.
what I prefer is somebody who at least cares enough about themselves to like clip their fingernails and toenails. You know what I'm saying? Care enough about yourself to maintain your personal hygiene and just, I'm not saying you got to have the best body in the world or any of that, because sometimes it's sexy to have a little, a little push and tush, gush, a little fudge, but
Push
at
and tush
least
and
care
kush.
enough to like
Coming to iTunes.
be just keep it sexy. You know what I mean? And I don't want to come home and see somebody in the same old t-shirt that you always fucking sleeping in, farting and eating ice cream and watching Wheel of Fortune every goddamn day. Like I don't want that. Even though I know you clean up well. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just being honest. And I'm gonna do my part. That being said, I'm gonna do my part.
Right.
And make sure I keep myself together as best I can. And if you see room for improvement, improve me.
Amen.
Blow me up. Change me. You know what
Amen.
I'm saying? That's how you grow with a motherfucker. When you can make somebody look different, look better, you know what I'm saying, and be better and have more self-esteem, care more about themselves, a backbone, you know what I'm saying? That's when you really impact somebody's life. And I am all about changing lives.
Dustin.
So
Now,
bet you
what about on an emotional level?
what is that?
Like how do you share things that might not paint? Because you're speaking of a polished person, and I respect that. I'm
Which
actually
I feel
the opposite.
reflects their emotional state and emotional stability for sure.
Really? Do you?
Yeah. Because if you emotionally unstable, you look like it. You know what I'm saying? Looking like you just walked outside, got on the ground, and rolled over and over and over and over until you got to where you was
Right.
going.
I can't.
That ain't right. That ain't right. You ain't right.
Dustin.
So no, I'm kidding. It's all jokes. But yeah, so no, it's only so much. It's only so much for real.
So you don't share, like, let's say
This what I
in your
do.
private thoughts of things that you may be battling with, that everyone battles with things like emotionally, mentally, spiritually, things with their family, with their
Right.
friends, just thoughts, old stuff, all those things that the average person battles with on a daily basis. Do you share those thoughts and those feelings and those battles with your partner?
If you there when it happens, yeah, because if the shit go down, ain't nothing I can do about it, and I can't mask it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But am I just going to have a conversation with you and share that stuff with you? No. Not unless, like, we've been together for a very long time and we have trust and
Right.
we done been through some life shit. Like, somebody, grandmama died. One of our grannies died while we was together. And, like,
Right.
we grieved that together. Like, we done been through life shit.
And that's what I mean. Someone you're
Yeah.
dating, not like just a random person that's been
Fran
around.
is trying to really make me say.
I am.
Look, she got
So-
me.
I'm
so
trying to. We're digging deep
it's your
today,
turn.
y'all.
So it really depends on the subject. Here's what I do. What I do is just be very clear up front about what's okay with me and what's not okay with me. That way, if we're in a situation that could potentially make me emotionally vulnerable, you know how I am. You know how I feel about everything, whether it's going to make me look good or bad. So I guess my answer is yes, because I've already been, forthcoming about that. If I like you, you're going to know I like you. So when you do something that's wrong or fuck up, you're going to know that I'm going to be upset about it.
Right.
So I don't even have to go into detail and tell you, like, oh, that made me feel this way. Now, I will, just because I don't give a damn anyway, and you can't really affect the way I feel about myself. So I don't mind telling you, like, yo, when you did that, that really hurt my feelings because that made me feel like you like him. You consider him before you consider me. And we together, we in love. So how can you do something that's is going to hurt me for him? That's what you telling me? Like, I'll be honest about shit like that because, like I said, you can't knock me down. You know what I'm saying?
So you're an open book with the things that you feel.
I'm an open book, but I'm a diary with a key. So you gotta have a lock and key. So you gotta have the key, you know what I'm saying, to unlock it. But then once the book is open, it's open. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Shout out to everybody that thought that Alicia Keys song Asante is singing, Diary, was called Secrets. Shout out to all of them niggas. The same people whose copy of Sierra's Promise said AOL Music.
Oh my God.
I had one
I'm
of those.
so mad at you.
I had that.
That's the same people.
I had that.
Shout out to all of y'all.
Yo, what if I... Never mind. I was about to look on my phone right now.
What?
See if I had that copy of Promise.
Yeah, it was so
How about
funny.
the physical CD? Okay, I'm from Atlanta.
Well, I like I said, that comment on SoundCloud was what kind of gave me perspective, which I thought was so interesting when the person said, there's no way that I'm going to put anything about me, as honest as it is, that may paint me in a bad light. And I thought, wow, because I really feel it's important, like even battles with anxiety, battles with depression, people trigger you.
Yeah.
That's what happens in relationships. You get triggered by things they may say that might remind you of some old shit. Their tone might come at you and sideswipe you. Like, there's so many things that people say and do that will create some kind of reaction out of you. And I think it's important to And like I said, this isn't serious relationships. I'm not talking about if you're just hanging out with someone, because that
Right.
might be too much.
Right. No goddamn one night stand.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
You can't
Get your shit. Throwing shoes in the hallway of the apartment building and shit.
Yeah.
Talking to me about your goddamn your family and shit.
Yeah, you might not
Talking
want
to me
to talk
about your
about
family.
triggers.
You know what I'm saying? Well, it's a one night stand. Shut the fuck up. What is it? Don't nobody want to hear that.
Right.
Go
I
ahead,
totally
friend.
do not mean that. Like, obviously that doesn't make sense. You know, you don't want to be an open book to just anybody. But today we're talking about serious relationships. And for that, I definitely feel like I'm gonna tell you the things that might trigger me. Because if it can avoid
Yeah.
if it can avoid confrontation, which I hate, and tension, and if I tell you, oh yeah, when you did this, you know, X, Y, and Z, this is why I reacted this way, and I'm gonna give them a backstory. That's just how I work. And because I'm like that, most people that I've dated have kind of felt comfortable, like, damn, you know, this is really strong communication in this relationship. I can say all my bullshit and I know all her bullshit, and you know, it's on the table. So now you almost make light of it in a weird way. Like,
Yeah.
if you know, like, if they know your triggers, and like, let's say for you, if I were dating Asante and I knew that he has these shutdown effects,
I'm gonna bring you some flowers.
I know how to deal with it. So if I say something and you shut down, we can almost laugh at it, because it's like, okay, I get what's happening. And it's
Right.
almost like you're bringing it to light, you know,
Right.
as opposed to me not knowing what's happening. And all I see is that you're not talking and I can't get anything out of you. Then it's like, okay. And then
Right.
you do that awkward silence where you're both, I don't know, sometimes it happens when you're on the street. That ever happen? One person gets mad and then y'all are just walking next to each other hella quiet.
It just be like
I
a,
leave.
it just be like a stale ass person right in the middle.
Oh my God,
just
and it's
bumping into
so
both of y'all.
awkward.
I
and
leave when that kind of shit happens.
I hate
'cause
that.
I'm not
Or you're
finna-
on the train and both of y'all are just quiet, or one of them puts their headphones on. Like that, I'm not dealing with
We don't want to
that.
be around each other right now, so it ain't nothing disrespectful about leaving. Like, I'll just hit it.
And you know
For
what?
real.
See, you leave, but for me, I
My
have to
feelings
be
be hurt, though, because I hate that I had to leave because I wanted to be with you right then. Anyway, that's why we was together.
Right.
So my feelings would be hurt, but I'd leave before I stand there and argue and fight with you, and we get to cussing each other out, and somebody slip up and cross the boundary of not really, you know, talking shit, but then like really try to hurt your feelings, and then y'all be to end up fighting or some shit.
Right.
And see,
Like,
that's
hell
why.
nah,
That's
like-
part of the reason I shut down. There are several things happening right now. Like, I shut down because I'm like, I don't want to say anything or set this person off, because I'm the type of person I would never, like, to somebody that I care about, say something offensive to them. Like, I might do something that might offend somebody, but I would never do that. And I know that my actions might incite someone to say some shit that they can't come back from to me.
Right.
And that's part of the reason that I shut down. And then even as far as like sharing with other people, I think it comes from me feeling like I've had to explain myself so much to going into trying not to put out there as much as I don't have to, you know, like not to put things out when I don't need to put them out there. So then I'm trying to like meet in the middle and find, as I'm getting to know, having to take that pause and really reflect on what the situation is and what it calls for.
Right. And even, honestly, even shutdowns, I have, with people that I didn't know that that's how they reacted to things, I've taken it personal.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, well, you have an attitude. Like, because sometimes, I mean, people shut down differently. Some people just get quiet. Some people get an attitude. And then they have the muck face. And you're just like, what is happening right now? And you think it's something with you. And then you have no idea that they're actually internalizing and having this monologue and full conversation in their mind, trying to figure out, how do I get out of this space? And they just don't know how to. And it comes off as this mean like energy that it's actually not what it is. It's actually like a weakness in them, where they're like vulnerable and helpless in that moment and just don't know how to be like, okay, this is like a shitty reaction that I have to things. Like, it has nothing to do with you. I just don't know how to verbalize it.
Right.
And so I think when you create that kind of communication and energy where you can talk to someone and they can say that, then that to me is amazing. You know, it's amazing to be
You
able
gotta
to
teach me.
it's amazing to open that up, you know, and like that's why I'm such an open book, because back in the day, it was just triggers ricocheting off of each other in the relationship to the point that eventually you're just like, yo, I can't do this.
But when
everything
you do
bothers
it,
you.
When you do it, it's good though, because y'all been fighting so much.
Oh my God, kiss it better. No, but it's like most relationships are gonna be ricochets of triggers. But if you can just say what those things are, then we can avoid that part. You know, you can get that out the way nice and early.
Can. And on a petty note.
Oh, here we are.
And on a petty note.
Already.
Here we are.
That means that they knew up front what time it was with everything. So if they went there with you, you know, and triggered you, it was done on purpose. So it's then okay for you to go ahead and cuss their ass out good, like you don't know them from on the street, like you really want to, and they do simple things like leave their underwear on the floor or don't clean up the grease off the backsplash when they fry chicken, you know, shit like that. The shit that make you wonder, like, I'm so sick of this motherfucker. I'm so sick of this nigga. Like, you know,
it looks like a little brown stain.
You can take out all your frustrations on those moments in that moment when they really deserve it. And you can leave them and embarrass them publicly. So that's great. That's your opportunity.
But you know what? That's actually a good point.
Ain't
because...
it? Thank you, friend. Thank you, friend.
No, wait, listen.
Friend.
Let me tell you why. Because that to me is also a red flag when someone now knows your triggers and they purposely do things to press them or encourage them, then you know that is not a healthy relationship.
Get out.
Because if I told you my triggers and the dude I'm dating now, he knows my triggers. So if he sees that one of them flares up, he knows how to fix it quickly, immediately, to the point that it doesn't even become a trigger anymore because I get out of it. Because we have that, you know, so he'll be like,
amazing.
Yeah, he'll be like, ooh, wait, I'm sorry. This is what I said. Let's not even go there. And then we'll both laugh because he knows that it was like about to flare up. Yeah, but imagine if he had just poked at it and then was like, well, that's your problem, you know? And then here I am fuming on this side of the room. So I think it's just so helpful all around, like just being the person that has a trigger, having someone that understands them, and also being understanding of your partner's triggers. And that's why I think it's so cool. That's why from last week I enjoy being an open book, and I respect people that are like, hell no, let's just talk about how good the sex was, because I saw a lot of comments on that.
You don't respect people like that.
I do,
because you done sat up here like this was Barnes and Noble and then opened us up. Okay, I did not ask for this. You don't respect me. Nah, it was cool.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T. You better respect me.
Kaya was.
But that's what I love
wrong.
to do. I love to get into your mind. I think it's a cool way to connect.
It's
well, if
all
I end up
good,
in a
but-
relationship, I'm calling your black ass every time something goes, even on your birthday.
Right? Like my best friend did. That's for those that have been listening to the show.
Okay, if you ain't heard it, go back and listen.
But yeah, I mean, I think that was cool. That's cool perspective, because I think, you know, like we said, it depends on how much you want to open up. I respect, like Asante said, he still hasn't worked out what his feelings are, where they come from, why they happen, and how they flare up. So how can he explain them to someone else if he hasn't worked through what those things are? So I totally understand that. And everyone is at a different pace. Yeah. Oh gosh, he's smiling, so I know this is about to be a mess.
All right.
Two
So
thumbs
this
up.
is how I explain mine, right? I'll be like, look, you know this is not easy for me to do. You already know why, but you also know how I feel about you. And I think I know how you feel about me. I just really want to make sure that I'm clear and let you know exactly how important you are to me. So sometimes the things that you do and say, they can hurt my feelings. And I don't ever want to look at you and get sad because you hurt my feelings.
Oh.
So I think about you, and I think about making you happy and making you smile, making you feel good, making you know how beautiful you are. Those are the things that I think of first when I think of you. So all I ask is that you just consider me when you have those feelings, when you're not so happy with me. Just consider my feelings always, because I'm always going to consider yours. Okay? Now let's go in the room. That's all you got to do, though. Like, if you do that and then they fuck up, I'm out of there. I'm just playing.
That was really sweet.
Thank you.
That was a great way to map it out.
I really like this. Someone said on SoundCloud that you should be a relationship coach.
I would love to, because I feel like I know a little bit.
Yeah.
I just don't be
And
wanting
I
my
thought that was
feelings
cool.
hurt. That's all.
That's what everyone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone just wants to feel safe and considered.
And clean. And neat.
With fresh breath.
And fresh.
Y'all are a
And nice
mess.
Smells are important. There's a smell. Smells are very important. Smells are critical, actually.
Oh, and you know what? If you ever feel like they're going through something, you can send Fran over to do her like oils and
I
stuff.
love a motherfucker with candles, though. You know, like candles. Candles is the shit.
When I get a bigger
You go over
apartment,
somebody's house and they got candles lit. It's like that. You know, they did that to be. You know, it's a little ambiance. You say that with your shoulder.
It is ambiance.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you say it with your shoulder, friend, it's a little ambiance. I like that though. You know, y'all get them Glade candles, the Angel Whispers. What was the other ones? Sandalwood, whatever it was.
Apple cinnamon.
Cool wave. Cinnamon apple. Yeah.
Rain. Cool rain.
Cool rain wave.
Or rainwater. Some
mist.
shit. The ocean.
Don't get that stinking
lavender.
ass lilac. Ugh,
I
that
didn't like
smell like
lilac
old
either.
people.
Which is me.
Yeah.
Lilac is not good.
Lilac remind me
And
of
I
the
don't
Golden
like those,
Girls.
I don't like those Hawaiian ones either.
Me either. It smell like pee a little bit. Dude, I think it's that citrus part. It smell like a little pee. Like,
Oh, no, you know I do like a little citrus though.
Yeah, but like pure citrus.
Oh, yeah,
That's
absolutely.
like some melon or some
Yeah.
shit. Something a little sweet like pee. Like,
He sound like pee. Well,
Glade candles though.
that's an
shit.
interesting segue into the wellness segment.
Candles, wellness.
Fran on it this week. She keeping them in check.
So last week actually, we told you guys about the health benefits of coloring books, and did you get all the tweets about the Biggie Coogee sweater?
So Friend Zone Live, I literally just got a notification from Instagram. Someone tagged you and I, friend, in a post on the Shade Room. Shout out to the Shade Room. They tagged us in a post on the Shade Room for a Jordan coloring book.
You're
It's
kidding.
every Nike Air Jordan.
Oh, that's
Wow,
sick.
that's dope as hell.
That's
It's
perfect
a
for
color.
you.
Yep. So send that in, to the Friend Zone. Care of Contact Loudspeakers Network, and their information is where you can send that coloring book. Thank you. Sit down.
Right.
It's a little lean on me. That's your homework for this week. Your homework for this week is not a song; it's a movie.
The entire
Watch
thing.
Lean on Me.
I feel like this is the third time he suggested
Yep, and that's why I'm just
It's a
flat out
classic.
saying the
It's a
shit
classic.
now.
Dream
like,
Girls and Lean on Me.
yeah,
Those
do
are
it.
both
You need to
black
watch Lean
classics.
on Me. Lean on Me will shape you and mold you, into a leader.
And
Joe
whenever
Clark
you
was
see-
a leader.
Whenever you see Dustin sing the school anthem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just on the street
Yep.
randomly.
And tweet every lyric of it to Hey
And
Asante
look at
on
Dustin
Twitter.
on Twitter.
No, but that's it. But watch Lean on Me though, for real. Wellness.
And then did you see people sending you the Bun B?
I did the
Trap
Kabumbi, the
coloring
trap
book.
coloring
See?
book. Y'all sending me in tweets, so I said send it though. Where they at though, dog? Send it.
Where they at though?
So along the lines of ways to activate different parts of your brain to help you have more control of your anxieties and your fears and things that are kind of messing with your day and not allowing you to be as productive as possible. I wanted to, instead of a coloring book, which I'm glad you guys were totally into and gave us awesome feedback. Asante is making a face.
Sorry, I thought you were. Are we talking about pot this week?
No, Asante.
Oh, okay.
You got really
You said
excited.
pot?
No,
He
nothing.
said
Go
pot,
ahead.
like an after school
Because
special.
black people ain't gonna care if I say pot.
Pot.
He gonna be like, oh, okay.
No,
Hash.
that's a different herb. Not today.
Fine.
I'm gonna talk to you guys about passion flower, which is a plant that is native to Peru.
Do you smoke this one?
It sounds like the same thing,
Look,
Fran.
I'm sitting here like,
I would tell you, it sounds like you talking about weed, Fran. I ain't gonna,
come on now.
No, I'm not talking about weed, guys, but it's an awesome herb that they done threw me off now. Now anything I say, I know I can't look over it though. So it's a plant that serves as a sedative that's comparable to Xanax.
Oh,
So I want to give those of you that may
A
be
sativa.
taking this is a
you
mess.
ain't got no hybrid.
Go ahead, Fred. Tell them about the passion flower.
So the reason it's called passion flower is because when the Spaniards, quote unquote, discovered it in Peru, they saw that it was like these 30 feet vines that looked like a crucifix and had thorns and flowers at the top that made it look like Jesus. So
God damn.
I know, it's so intense. So they thought that it was like a sign from Jesus, and
Like
they
the
decided
Passion of the Christ,
exactly,
passion flower.
and they decided to name it the passion flower. So that's where it gets its name from. Like I said, it's native to Peru, but I've also seen different studies that say it's Native Americans in the southern part of the states were also using it. So it's kind of hard to track exactly where it came from. Definitely do your own research on that. But how this helps is that, remember last week we talked about the amygdalas in your brain, the almond-shaped emotional processors in the brain. So this week we're going to talk about what is called GABA in the brain, and what that stands for is gamma-aminobutyric acid. And it's basically this amino acid that acts as a neurotransmitter in the central nervous system. So what it does is that it calms nervous activity. So imagine like these things that shoot out in your brain when, guys, the faces that Dustin Santé are making. I'm going to get through this wellness segment today.
You're going to make it at some point.
I have no problem with getting through this wellness segment.
Okay.
So imagine, this GABA thing. When you start feeling nervous and anxious and those feelings start arising, this GABA, what its job does is to shoot out things, chemicals, natural chemicals in your body that will basically calm you down. Now, the problem is because we're so, kids are stressed with exams, people at work are stressed with their responsibilities and timelines, and all of us are just stressed all the time. Our GABAs are actually low. So we're not getting those, transmissions that are shooting out that are calming us down. So that's why all of us are so out of whack. And then all the things that we eat, of course, all the processed foods, all that affects how your body is not shooting out the things that will help you make it through the day. So this is where passion flower comes in.
Oh, my God. I just really want to say something, but I want to make sure I'm right before I say it.
What?
So you about to tell us how to get our GABAs up?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So passion flowers, and you can also use St. John's wort or valerian. Those are also two other options. But I like passion flower if you're gonna start because it's like a mild version of it. And I always think if you're gonna start taking herbs or drinking them as teas or using tinctures and extracts, you should always start with the lightest one just to see how your body reacts. Valerian and St. John's worts are like a little more advanced. But I say you grab some passion flower. You can buy the tea. They sell them in local health food stores. You could probably find them in different stores. But I prefer the extract because I think it hits your blood a little bit faster than the tea. Because, it's the liquid. It just goes right in. And you can do anything from 15 to 20 drops either in your tea or you can put it in water. I like it in just some warm water 20 minutes before I go to bed because it's just cleaner. It's not mixing with anything. And put the drops in, 20 minutes later, you just feel this nice calmness and it's just really chill. It's not overwhelming. I'm not going to say that it knocks you out, that you're in bed and you just fall out, but you can feel, especially if you had a long day or maybe you have a lot on your mind. It's great for people that suffer from ADHD or that they just can't seem to calm their thoughts down and just have a lot going on mentally. This is amazing because it's a plant and it's all natural. It's how these guys.
It's a plant. It's all natural.
It's a
Continue.
Plant. It's all natural.
Plant.
Calm you down.
And it calms you down. It relaxes you, and I prefer that you guys use natural plants than having to rely on prescriptions
and liquor and shit.
Yeah, and liquor and things that you have to become dependent on because the passion flower doesn't create a dependency. It's not something that you're gonna become addicted to. But what it does is that it helps your GABAs start activating so that your body can start basically going back to the way it's supposed to be. But of course, you have to do the things to help it. It's not just going to do all the work by itself. You have to do the other things that we've mentioned, like the mala beads and the coloring books and changing your diet and maybe doing yoga and being active. It's a lifestyle.
So your GABAs can turn up like they supposed to be.
Right.
The GABAs eat the booty like groceries.
But
Get your GABAs like they're supposed to be. Turn your gabbers up. I
I'm
like that.
so mad
yeah.
you turned it
Yo,
into a
gabbers
song.
come close to me.
So look, so you said
Then I
that
gotta eat
the
the passion flower like
was like
groceries.
the passion flower was like the weaker one, right? And the other ones was like
it's
St.
mild.
John's warts and
Yeah,
shit.
and valerian.
So I got bad skin. People with bad skin got to eat the St. John warts. Which ones they need? I got bad skin. Which ones for people with bad skin?
Okay, wait. So
They
now,
supposed
but
to just
listen.
eat the whole damn flower. You just eat the flower.
No.
Fuck
So
a pill.
So the oil is not like there ain't no like alcohol in it.
What do you mean?
Like it's not like a little bit in there. You know how sometimes like bitters will have a little bit of liquor in there or something.
No.
So I
This
couldn't
is-
do like a
this
you
is
know like a little cocktail with it because you said it's like the same appeal as
No,
like Xanax.
you don't want to mix
So
it.
like, could I get me like a little Henny on the rocks and put
No.
like 20
Welcome
drops
to
in
the
there?
Xanax
To
family.
those-
Whoa, whoa.
Oh, like could I do like a natural
a dirty passion
Dirt-
flower. Cut it out. Y'all
The
a mess.
bitch in rotation. Welcome
so
to
get
the
you some-
Xanax family. Whoa, whoa.
So get you some hot water, some Skittles, and 15
Do y'all
to 20
see what
drops.
they done turned this wellness
And a
segment
shot.
into?
Drops and drop it low. Drop it low.
Drop it low.
I can't. But okay, all jokes aside,
Right.
don't mix the passion flower just for your health. Definitely do your research. As I'd say with everything that I mentioned, these are herbs, these are plants, but please do your research, especially if you're pregnant.
Don't mix them.
Or if you have medications that you're taking, I would never want to suggest something that may counter those things. So definitely do your research. But like I said, I would rather you use a natural plant or herb and extracts for your body to start getting back on track, than to be dependent on these prescription drugs that don't really improve the quality of your life. So, like I said, passion flower, valerian, and St. John's wort are 3 things that will help your GABAs start activating so that you can get your nerves on, calm down a little bit naturally, and do your research on those 3. But if you're going to do it, start with passion flower.
Or just play Nuck If You Buck. That'll get your gabbers moving too.
Put your gabbers up.
We gonna fight in this bit. I beat, ain't that crime wild? I beat your ass. I beat your ass. Yeah, you need to play that for your gabbers. Now this ain't got nothing to do with Yo Gabba Gabba do
No,
it.
it does
Okay.
not.
Oh wait.
Well, I don't actually.
Maybe.
Maybe that's
Maybe
what.
that's what they was talking
Maybe.
about.
Now
Maybe.
that you
To get
said
their
that,
gabbas up.
'cause
Maybe.
Yo Gabba Gabba.
All right, get your gabbas
Because
up
that's
so you
what
can go to
gets
bed
kids.
now.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what
Oh,
calms
okay,
kids down, right? When they just sit in front of the TV and watch Yo Gabba Gabba. That could very well be where they got the name from.
And on a petty note,
Here we go.
if you want to insult somebody and call them slow or something, be like, yo, low Gabba having ass. Yo, slow, low, no Gabba's having ass. No Gabba having ass.
I'm not gonna
Vacancy,
lie.
vacant
Said
Gabba.
no Gabba having
Right.
ass.
They're not gonna get me
On a
this
petty
week.
note. On a petty note.
So I hope you guys find that useful. Oh, and actually, before we move on, because I know you guys are gonna ask, well, where do I get passion flower extract? Like
Right,
I
tell
said,
the
you can
dealer,
get
the plug.
the tea anyway. I'm sure if you go to Trader Joe's or Whole Foods, you can find teas that say passion flower on it as an ingredient. But if you'd prefer the straight extract, I get it from localharvest.org. And as always, I will have that link underneath that will redirect you to the exact one that I use. And you guys know I only tell you guys about remedies that I use, and this is what has worked for me. So how could I not share it with you guys, especially those of you that do have anxiety problems or just having problems sleeping. So definitely give me feedback. Maybe you've used it before. Let us know in the comments.
Yes,
and those
better
of
you, better me.
Right? And those of you that use the coloring book, I'm so happy that you guys have found it helpful. And thank you for giving us that feedback. So passion flower is the wellness segment for today. And now let's move on to the icebreaker. What do you have for us, Asante?
Before we move on,
Yes.
now you said that pregnant women had to be careful with the passion flower, right?
Well, they have to be careful with anything.
They ain't supposed to be smoking no way, though.
You don't smoke the passion
You
flower.
don't
I already
smoke
cleared
it.
that.
Oh, yeah, all right.
I already, that was my first
Right,
question.
that's right. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, though.
Go ahead, though. Did we were talking about the icebreaker earlier, and we were talking about it was going to be candy again. We weren't sure if we did candy before. Long story short, I had a bunch of candy that I did not get to mention. So, name some candy that you didn't or that you used to eat growing up.
Now laters.
Oh, now later.
Red ones, the strawberry now laters was the bomb.
Somebody
and I
mentioned
ain't
baked
talking
beans.
about, just for clarification, I'm not talking about the now laters that come in the pack with the 3 different flavors.
No.
The new ones with that plastic bright wrap. I'm talking about the old school now laters with the clear window where you can see all the now laters.
It needs to be melted together and shit.
Yeah, it'd be like a rectangle block.
You had to peel the hell
Yeah,
out of
because it was
it.
that cheap ass paper.
It was
and then
always
it was covered
paper
with that
stuff.
plastic.
It was no way to get a now later without having a little bit of that white fuzz paper.
It was
stuff
like the
on
factory, and when they was making them in the factory, they was still hot when they was
Yeah.
putting the wax on there, and then they would put that plastic on it to really seal
And
that
you
shit
just
in
spit
there.
it out. But
I
if you
always
swallow a
loved the
little bit, you think
banana
you're gonna
one.
die.
Nobody liked that one.
Them was
Bananas,
nasty. It
that
tastes
was
like
nasty.
throw up.
It
The
was
bananas
so
taste like
nasty.
throw up to me, but I do you. But they just
Oh,
they
you
taste
know
like
what else?
throw up to me.
But those are the ones
And
that
I
people
love
never
you.
wanted.
I really love you with all my heart.
I love you. You know what
But
else
I
banana
can't,
flavored
Fred.
I hate? Runts. You remember that candy Runts?
Runts.
And they were the-
No.
The only
They were
ones that was
nasty,
good,
but-
first of all, Runts was too sweet and soft in the middle, and the only ones was good was the apple and the strawberry. The other
The
ones was
strawberry
all
was good.
nasty,
Yeah, the
especially orange.
The orange was
Nah,
the
I
worst,
was-
and I love orange flavored
Nah,
stuff.
I was never about that runt life. What
Hell
about
nah.
Boston baked beans,
To
though?
fuck them
I used to
up.
steal them from my mama.
The little brick
She loved
box.
them.
That's
that has
so
a
good,
little
yes.
brick on it.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! Do you remember Whoppers? The malted.
Oh, I still eat Whoppers.
Do you?
I never liked Whoppers. My sister, shout out to my sister. My sister loved Whoppers at the movie.
Yeah, I was.
hate
Oh my
Whoppers.
God! On everything, I was just about to say, someone put me on one day that you put Whoppers in your popcorn.
Yeah.
Which is so hood, but I remember doing it and I love it.
And if you do the
So when
popcorn
I go to
right,
the
and
movies,
it's
which I
buttered
never go,
and
but if I do
seasoned,
go, yes.
you know you gotta fuck that popcorn
That's
up.
the
'Cause it
only
be the
place I
salty
find
and the
Whoppers.
sweet.
hmm
That's what make it
But
so
you know you
good.
gotta pour off a little of the top of the popcorn and fix it up, and then if the people like you at the counter, they'll top you off again so you can finish it. But that's just me.
Right.
That's the
Tell
only
them double
time I
butter.
see or eat Whoppers is literally at the movies.
Popcorn $63 at the movie.
Okay, it's like car note when you go to the movies. It's like
Yeah.
it was like
It
what?
is.
It was like you went to the movies. Yeah, man, I saw such and such. You had a decision to make.
The
didn't
movie's
you?
a $200 date.
Okay.
Fuck you mean? Shit.
You had a decision to make.
And they got the new ones with the beds and shit, but they look like
I
them. To
love
me,
those.
it looked like them beds on that commercial. Remember that commercial where the old people could adjust the beds, them Craftsmatic adjustable beds? Like where you
phone
push
up.
the remote, and that's what them seats. I ain't
I used to
going
wanna
there.
play
Take
on one
me
of
to the
those.
regular fucking movie.
No, they have a dope one in Brooklyn. Help me out, listeners.
hell
It's something hot. Have
Yeah,
you
no, I
haven't
don't-
seen?
no,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
know
know. You
you're
know I don't do
anti-Brooklyn. It's called like no. Listen, if you live in New York and you want to go take someone on a cute date and you want to do a movie, but movie with some edge, go to. I think it's called
With
Nighthawk.
some edge?
A little bit because you can drink and
What kind of
eat.
movies they showing Nighthawk in Brooklyn?
And what kind of edge are you talking about?
No, that you can drink and eat. And they like have a server that comes and brings, and there's like little
yeah, I've
tables. It's really
Yeah,
cute.
I have seen those.
And the chairs are
that
like
I would go to Brooklyn
recliners. I
for.
think that's cute
I would go to
for
Brooklyn
a
for that.
date. And I'm pretty sure it's called Nighthawk. I'm not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure. Look that up in Brooklyn, and it's a really cute date spot.
You know, it would be really dope, and they should do this. And if not, then somebody else do it because I'll pay to come. Like they should do that,
Black
like
people,
a theater
listen
like
up.
that, and show like movies that was the shit. Like Boys in the Hood and like Coolie
Oh,
High. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like not shit that's out now, but like throwback like Harlem Nights.
That would be really
Now,
cute.
that'd be a
cool.
dope date.
Vampire in Brooklyn.
They used to do that in Atlanta. Do you remember Fadia used to do that?
Yes.
Right?
And then the drive-through used to just be popping. I'm gonna
And she
start
would
about
post
Atlanta.
like she would
Don't
do like
this.
Prince movies and just random shit, and it was like cult classics and literally all of Atlanta. Clearly, this is when I lived there.
Because everybody always
everyone
had
would go and watch it together, and I thought that was such a cute idea.
right. Because
be
everybody always
cute
had
in
the
New York.
Rocky Horror Picture Show and shit. But it's
Right.
like, what do we have to show our cool ass shit?
You know,
I
who
still can't
actually
make it through that.
Havana Outpost in Brooklyn kind of does that, but they have like a projector that they do on the side of the restaurant.
Do it look dirty?
No, it's
Projectors
cute.
always be looking dirty
No, it's a
sometimes. Like
cute-
some of that
it's-
shit. Just take me to the regular fucking movies. Like just take me to the movie.
Okay.
No, it was
It-
cute.
it's a-
I think
I like
this
a
past
certain
summer they
type.
had like Crooklyn.
Oh, see, I would
Okay,
do it.
right.
then.
Crooklyn would be good
And
on a
then
projector.
watching that in Brooklyn on a projector in a summer night. Come
that
on,
would
y'all.
be
nice.
That
Now
is
that-
hella cute.
That I would go to. too.
Really, exactly that too.
Okay.
And then you
Get
bring your
some
passion flower.
Yeah, we bring our passion.
That's motherfucking right.
A
Okay.
dozen.
He said a dozen.
Dirty Sprite dozen.
Oh shit, dirty
Yeah.
passion. I can't believe you said that.
That
But,
sounds like
Yes,
a
you can.
Cinemax movie.
Yeah, dirty. I didn't say Dirty Passion. That's you over there, Dirty Passion.
but I think that's a cute date night. That's a cute date night. See how we
It
getting
is.
into date nights. But
Actually,
yeah,
Dirty Passion sounds like what we think the passion flower is anyway.
Right.
It's like a strain.
Oh, with that,
Dirty
I
passion.
was just about to say, like, if there
I
was
got
like a
that
breakdown.
Dirty Passion.
I wonder if there's a Dirty Passion. Let me look at this Leafly app.
y'all gonna have people all hallucinate.
Yo, don't put these drops in nothing,
Please
y'all.
don't listen
to
do
them,
that.
y'all.
Because I don't want to hear
Please.
nothing about how I told y'all to do something. Look, and I'm explicitly telling y'all not to. Just like y'all said, I'm mapping it out for them right now.
Disclaimer.
Okay.
Just make sure you leave it on his Twitter and not ours. Me and Fran ain't did shit.
Damn, how you just gonna throw me? You see that? You see that? You just gonna throw me to the wolves
So we done with our nostalgia for the week.
for right now.
Hey, fellas, if you have self-esteem and you care about yourself, you don't want razor bumps on the back of your neck. I'm here to tell you about Bevel. Bevel is the first ever shaving system designed specifically for coarse, thick, curly, black, strong hair. And it's designed by Tristan Walker, who was a young entrepreneur that saw a need for this product and designed something specifically to fit our needs as black, coarse, thick, strong hair having people. We here at the Friend Zone love the Bevel razor. We've used it ourselves, except for Fran. And so we would like to offer you an opportunity to try the Bevel razor for yourself and get 20% off of your first month subscription to Bevel. So visit getbevel.com, that's GETBEVEL.com today, and use offer code FRIENDZONE at checkout to receive 20% off of your first month services from Bevel, the first and only shaving system designed specifically for black, strong, thick, coarse, curly hair. Now let's get back to the show. So we about to do the questions.
So we about to do the questions. Make sure, as every week, that you send in all of your questions, comments, concerns, screenshots.
More questions than the other shit, though.
Fan art. I didn't even show y'all.
Fan art, really?
Somebody, well, not actually art of us, but somebody drew like a comic book character of a chakra comic book character, which I thought was pretty dope.
They drew a Shaka Khan on a coloring book from last week?
No, absolutely not what I said.
What did you just say?
They did a chakra hero,
A chakra hero.
and it's like a little chakra superhero. Shout out to Wayman Singleton. And let me show y'all that right quick.
Oh, it looks dope.
Oh my God, that's so cool. Send me
dope,
that.
man.
I'm actually,
Yep.
I want to put that as the wallpaper on my phone.
Yeah, I like it. Please send it to me too,
Right?
man.
That's hella cute. Thank you, Wayman. That's really nice.
Way to
Yeah.
go, Wayman.
That's my alter ego.
Wayman is waves.
Wayman is waste.
Again, if I didn't say the email, which I think that I did, but for those of y'all that act like I didn't, thefriendzone@loudspeakersnetwork.com. Please remember to send us a bunch of stuff. Anything that you want to send to Dustin, don't forget to tweet him at @LookAtDustin on Twitter.
That was so petty.
Now, yes, it was. That felt good. That felt really, really good.
You ain't left shit in 2000. You talked all that shit
I
a
left
couple weeks
some of
ago.
it. I left
about
some of
leaving
it.
in 2015,
Look, at
and it's
work-
right there on the floor next
At
to
work, I think if you took a
Progress.
survey at
Baby
work
steps.
about how petty I am, about how petty I used to be, they would be like, Asante has improved significantly. I'm a little bit quieter. I just laugh with people now. I don't like get on to them. I don't be petty when they doing crazy shit.
Well, out this job,
Moving.
I look at him and say, ain't a damn thing changed.
Well, that's why you're not going to be there.
Right, don't ask me the question.
That's why I didn't give y'all the survey here, okay? So, hey guys, my boyfriend and I have been together for 4 to 5 years and have discussed marriage for the near future. I never thought I'd find lasting love until I met him, and I'm so happy that I'm with him. The problem is, it's extremely hard to discuss tough topics with him because he has two modes. One of defensiveness / lashing out, or complete conflict avoidance.
Sounds
Yes.
like our hot button issue.
Yes, some of this does read familiar to me. When I try to talk to him about things that have even the slightest hint of confrontation or even just discussion of opinions, he physically shows discomfort. He will subconsciously close his eyes, tense his body, fold his arms, turn away, put a barrier between us, etc. I don't even think he realizes that he does it until I mention it and try to say that I'm opening this as a safe space to talk. He seems to get nervous about things that aren't even problematic, like suggesting we do a relationship survey. On the other hand, if he isn't avoiding the conflict / confrontation, he gets very defensive and starts arguments that I'm not trying to have, or brings up my unrelated flaws instead of addressing the problem at hand.
Reads, in other words.
He's expressed that he was judged and criticized a lot growing up, but knowing that doesn't help us today. I really don't know what to do about this. Obviously, if we are in a relationship, we need to discuss problems, especially if we want to build a life together. We have 1 or 2 recurring issues that never get fully resolved before he completely shuts down or just apologizes to keep the peace. How do I address this without one of the above situations happening? If I bring up the fact that we have trouble having tough conversations, he sees it as an attack and puts up walls or lashes out. What do I do?
I want to speak on this because I actually understand him a little bit from that perspective, right? Don't tell me the state of, like when you said, when the person that wrote the letter said, if I bring up, the fact that we can't have conversations or whatever, don't bring up the state of what's going on with us. If you have something you want to say to me, just say it to me. Like, you don't have to, that feels like you bullshitting me a little bit. Like trying to sway me a certain way. Just tell me how you feel. Like, don't tell me we can't have conversations. Just be like, look, my feelings are hurt, or it bothers me that when I try to express myself to you, it's like you don't hear me and we don't accomplish anything. So can you please work on just listening to me literally and hearing what I'm saying and taking it as what it is? I feel like that would make us better. I want us to be better. Say that to me.
Right.
Don't tell me so I feel him when he, maybe sometimes it's the approach. A lot of times if you say things
the delivery
a
is
certain way,
everything.
just put it out there. You don't have to package it. You don't have to do all of that and make me start thinking about that. Let me know exactly what I need to hear from you. So I understand that. So that's my advice. When it comes to you expressing to him how bad this affects you, just be honest and literal about what you say in your description. Tell him literally how you feel and just put it out there. And you can't worry about how he's going to react. You're telling him something that may make him upset. So there's a array of reactions that are possible. Be prepared to deal with it.
You know what? Can I say something? I'm actually going to piggyback off Dustin, and I'm actually going to take something he used earlier and just say, this is the time that you have to just go off on his ass. Like, if you are going, if y'all are arguing, for real, because it's frustrating when you're in a situation with someone and you're trying to express yourself, and maybe it is the delivery, but part of it might just be, she's prefacing it with whatever because she cares about the feelings and just hasn't been able to really figure out how to break down conflict with this person. So if she is doing it properly and he still decides to attack her and stuff like that, my advice to you, and this is not my advice to you. This is what I would do in your situation, depending on, just how far I know I could take it. But I am going to say,
damn,
whatever needs to be said. If he's going to get an attitude anyway, and you just keep going down this same road, and this is a recurring ass issue, and you're trying to give it to him a different way each time, you're just going to have that one big ass blowout and say what you feel needs to be said and get it out the way and pick up the pieces afterwards.
I agree 100%.
That's kind of where I get met with sometimes. Like, if I feel like I, tried a bunch of different things to get through a situation and it's not working, or you're still coming at me a certain way, there's nothing I can do at that point. I've actually put your feelings first the entire time I've tried to approach it. And I feel like that's what she feels like she's been doing. So that's why I'll just be like, boom. Go ahead.
I just want to be clear that the blatant nature of conversation that I'm speaking to, it goes both ways. It's not just about telling the other person where they were wrong in your eyes. It's also about apologizing and being apologetic. When you've done something and when it has affected someone, whether your intentions were, of malice or not, apologize, think about how you feel about them, the fact that you care about them, and apologize for them being hurt. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know where you messed up, be clear on that. Just be like, yo, honestly, I don't know that what I did was wrong because I wasn't doing it to be wrong. So I didn't know that you were going to react like that, but I'm sorry that you got upset. I didn't want this to happen. That you have to be like that. It goes both ways. If you expect it from them, you have to be that way with them. Sometimes you got to lead from example. Somebody got to wear the pants and somebody got to wear the sassoons. That's just the way it goes. Somebody got to take the lead, all right? You know what I'm saying? So you got to start that conversation. You know what I'm saying?
That just took me
That was
out.
a good one. That was a good one.
That's it.
Well, I see both sides. I think.
Oh Lord, she been hitting her passion flower. What happened? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I think, well, from speaking from experience, having been with people that are really defensive and trying to figure out, okay, how do you get through to someone that takes everything you say the wrong way or wants to fight about everything, even when they're in the wrong? And you said he likes to throw things at you as far as like your own issues just to kind of deviate from having to discuss his issues. Been there, done that. And honestly, I know this is annoying to hear, but you at this point have to be the bigger person every time. And that's like a heavy cross to bear. I know it. I know it's annoying, but you only do that for people that you think are worth the fight.
That's right. Thank you, friend.
Right, because you can't deplete yourself of that energy source in you of always putting, of always having to nurture someone. You can't do that for everybody. I think we've learned that, on this show. But I think what I've learned is I will put forth that energy into someone that I know needs it, because if they're still in that space where they can't even tell you what's wrong, then that just means that there's a lack of safety that they're feeling in being who they are and just saying how they feel. There's something that is blocking them. And you have to remember that. This is what I do, and I don't know if maybe it'll help you, but this is what has helped me. I picture a child in their brain. And it's that child, that little kid that throws those tantrums and freaks out and misreads everything and and is always just ready to fight you and flip out. And it's that kid. It's that little kid.
It is.
The actual man in front of you, he doesn't want you to feel that way. He doesn't want you to have to deal with these tantrums and this bullshit. He would love for y'all to just be chilling and have an awesome day. I think, this is the credit that I give the average human. People just want to have a good time with each other, but it's that little kid in their mind, also known as the ego, that ruins shit. So if you can separate those two when you're looking at him and he gets into that funk and that tantrum, and think of him as the kid that's not really him, you can almost feel bad for that kid. And then just sort of be like, he's just in that space right now, letting that kid speak for him. I know what it is already. And then that's how you can deal with it not being... I'm going to
let you finish. Go ahead.
That's
I got next. Can I go next, please?
Actually, yes, you should.
Okay,
you should
cool.
take it, because
that's what has helped me, like, be able to separate people from the emotions that take over them that aren't actually them. And once they see that you're able to be the bigger person and just be like, listen, whatever it is that you're going through right now, it's not that serious. Like, let's talk about it. Let's put it out there on the table. What's the issue? We don't have to go through this tension and this anger. It's just not necessary. And the safer they feel that you're not judging them or trying to jab them or trying to create this war with them, and you're actually really trying to sit as a friend and be like, yo, what's the problem? That's what creates that safety, where suddenly they'll be able to just be like, this is why I'm feeling this. And that's what has worked for me, being able to separate people from their egos. But like I said, that's only for someone that you think is worth it, because otherwise you'll just be on a roller coaster with a bunch of people if you try that with everybody. But that is what has helped me. And as far as communicating with him, you know what I'm going to say? Sit down and just tell him the truth. Everything you just said in that email should be told to him.
Yep.
This is what I find difficult. I love you. I'm trying so hard because I want this to work. Not judging you for the way that you react to things.
Still gonna give you some.
Still gonna give you some. But I would really love for us to be able to communicate in a way where our relationship can go somewhere awesome. And right now, it doesn't feel awesome.
Yep.
So that's what I suggest.
I agree 100%.
I do too. I feel like we're saying the same thing, just in a different way.
I don't, because I was not looking at it like that. And I agree with everything you said. The only issue I have is that if we are in a situation where we're being combative with one another, and I look at you and I see a child, right? I'm going to get my belt.
I was thinking, go
I'm
ahead.
going to get the belt. So unless you want me to start literally whipping ass out here, friend, I think you need to offer me something else as a tool. You know what I'm saying? That I can use. Because otherwise, that's
I'm
it.
glad you brought that around, because when you said the child thing, I was thinking, like, I don't have any kids. Like, I know who my mama who raised me, And if I'm looking at you and thinking like, oh, this kid is throwing around this tantrum, like, damn, I got to raise a child. Like,
Okay, but let me trump you for a second.
oh, but on the other hand
When
of
you
it, I
shut
see
down,
myself.
okay,
I know what you're about to say.
okay.
That was the first thing I thought.
Because when you shut
you
down,
said, go ahead.
it's the child in you that's making you do that. It's the ego.
100,000%.
Right. It's the ego mind. So the reason I say give him that is because what will happen is when you get in that space, he'll give you that. Because it doesn't just happen to one person. You're writing to us about him, but I'm sure you have your shit too. And so you have to create that flow where it's like, when I'm in my shit, you help me pull out from that child. When you're in your shit, I help you pull out from that child. And if you guys can create that flow, like I said, the triggers can be stopped so much quicker that you can almost laugh at them. You can laugh at the kid before he gets through the tantrum. And that has, like I said, that's what has helped me. I have to separate people from their egos or else people just seem crazy because everybody has triggers.
Listen, you have the science, and this method is not going to work for everybody.
No, of course not.
Because for me, I don't know if it would work. If I sat down and tried the friend method and it did not work, I would do exactly what I would say right now.
But imagine, imagine if you shut down and I sat and gave you a kiss on your cheek and I'm like, it's cool. I know exactly where this is coming from. You're going to feel disarmed.
That's different. That's because it's you. You can do that. But if I'm like,
But if it's anybody else, I'd be like, get off of me. You know
right.
what
That's
I'm
like, I'm trying to think like in it, like friend. If me and you like went at it, like was arguing or some shit, like I don't think I could really be mad at your ass about some shit. And maybe you got your shit. And you would put me in that place. But
everyone has their shit.
I don't think that I could really. You know what? We're just going to have to leave this where it is and agree to disagree because I like this. And we just can't, we're going to finish this later.
One thing I will say to those listening, whether you agree or disagree, which obviously you are totally entitled, obviously, but try it before you knock it. That's all I will say.
Absolutely.
You have to be, what did we say before? Everyone's entitled to an opinion as long as it's an informed one.
That's right.
Because you can't say, oh, hell no, I would never, but then you didn't put it to the test and see that your partner actually was able to thrive when you did that, and you're able to thrive when he did it for you.
That applies to a lot of stuff.
That applies to everything that is said, period, in life. Before you say something is bullshit, test it for yourself and then see how it affects your life, and then decide if it was bullshit or not.
Especially greens. Like people's greens, you know what I'm saying? Test it for yourself. And then decide if it was bullshit or not.
I can't.
Especially greens.
So Rachel, whatever her name, walking here right now.
So I don't even want to.
There you have it.
So
there would be kale.
I speak from experience because that is what helped me grow as a woman, and that's what I've done to help men grow. So it's worked both ways. So that's
now y'all better listen.
Okay, friend.
Y'all seen her. Y'all better
Friend got
listen.
the science.
Okay.
That's why I gotta ask you all these hypotheticals because I need to know what to do in case it goes left.
Fran just channeled Cash Dial.
Cash Dial.
Take it from a chick who know how to do it, bitch.
Hey.
Keep your options open. Come with real benefits.
That's gonna be the slogan on my
That's right.
YouTube banner.
That's right.
Could you imagine? Hey, Frank, hey, take it from
Yo.
That would be so live.
While you playing, if you got on the track with Cash Doll, friend.
Ooh.
Get out. Let's track with What would I say?
I
don't
can
matter.
help you. I'll help you write it. Some raunchy shit. Oh.
Y'all,
Yeah.
y'all was so funny. So we hope that helped you. You got 3 different perspectives.
Thank you for writing that letter.
Yeah, that was a
actually
really
pretty
good one.
All right,
Really
what's our
helpful.
next letter?
But don't do what I would do if you feel like he gonna try to fight you. Just in case you don't want to leave that part in there. I feel like it's important to say that.
Not if you fight him first. Remember that was on 227. Where she was like, why y'all in jail? She's like, I killed my husband. She was like, he was going to kill me. Not if you kill him first.
Of course on 227 you can joke about that.
Yeah. Before y'all start that.
Before y'all start.
Don't send us nothing.
Domestic
we talking
violence
about
is not funny.
227.
Okay.
Before they send you stink pieces.
A damn stink piece and telling me,
I know.
well, actually, I don't care. We cracking a joke about a goddamn television show that was a sitcom that brought joy to many hearts.
And don't get offended because this is
including
us
mine.
informing you.
We talking about Marla Gibbs, dog. That's Florence on the Jeffersons. Have some respect. Like, damn. Go ahead.
So for this next letter, the subject is how do you provide emotional support? Hope you're all well. I absolutely love the show. It's the first podcast I've really gotten into and know I'm an addict. I'll be here to support it for as long as y'all stay with it. Thanks a lot for that.
Thank you so much. It's so sweet.
I'm hoping you three could give me some advice. I'm in my final year of school, and for all of university, myself and two other girls, Christine and Tanisha, had been close friends. The two of them were much tighter with each other, which was always cool, but some pretty messed up issues happened in the last little bit. Last year, Christine was being harassed and followed on campus by some groups of people, which we were all aware of, but just before the semester ended, Tanisha found hateful flyers about Christine posted around campus, and days later...
Wait, Tanisha or Christine, who was being followed?
Christine was being harassed and followed.
Okay, go
And
ahead.
then Tanisha found hateful flyers about Christine posted around campus, and
That's
days
so
later...
scary.
And days later, Christine was sent a death threat. So Christine's been harassed on campus. Tanisha found these flyers on Christine, and she was sent a death threat.
But it's 3 of them.
It's the person writing, Tanisha and Christine.
So why they ain't just start jumping on everybody? It's 3 of them.
I mean,
Well, they didn't know who to jump on.
I thought
Probably.
they said they was being followed on campus.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
she did say that.
followed on
Anyway,
campus by
go
some
ahead.
groups.
Go ahead.
Anyway, it's months later now, and after a police investigation, Christine found out that it was Tanisha who was behind the flyers and the threat.
God. I'm so mad.
What?
Your own friend? That's so fucked up.
So did Tanisha know all the people following y'all too? Like, did she just send some people after y'all? Oh, anyway,
yeah, that
hold
is
on, let
kind
me
of
get
confusing.
through
Is
this.
Tanisha writing this?
Is Tanisha? You know what?
This ain't catfish, bitch.
Okay, so look,
This ain't Asante. This ain't catfish.
listen, it's tilapia. The girl had a problem with compulsive lying, Tanisha. And in retrospect, it's not hard to believe. And reflecting on what could have made Tanisha do such a thing, Christine started to realize that a lot of their friendship mirrored an abusive romantic relationship. When Tanisha was caught, she spouted off lie after lie and created some Pretty Little Liars type drama. Tanisha did finally own up to it, saying she thought their friendship was slipping away and hoped it would bring them closer.
What? What? Oh no, she's not okay.
So
y'all.
yeah, like what
Okay, so
the
listen.
hell?
There was a whole part that I didn't read because this person said that I do not have to read this part. But look, don't have to read this part, but no word of a lie. This girl claimed she was being blackmailed by another friend into sending the letters and flyers, claimed to have cancer out of nowhere, and when she was cornered, told some people she fell into a coma while simultaneously messaging other friends to hang out.
No.
So it was Kim Zolciak.
That's exactly what I thought. Needless to say, the friendship is done, but now all I want to do is support Christine because this entire situation has broken her and made her fearful for her safety. It takes time to go through any kind of breakup, but this is on another level and not exactly some ain't shit nigga fucking around. I was wondering how you all would approach this situation.
Oh my God, I don't.
How do you
even know
comfort
if I
friends?
have something for this.
I wouldn't approach it. I would walk away from it. Shit.
How do you comfort friends when they're going through something emotionally trying like this? I can't even think of what I would want in this situation, so I'm hoping outside perspectives will help. Thanks.
Whoa,
Whew. Well,
that was next level.
if you're still in school and you haven't already, they should have some sort of somebody on campus you can speak with, about incidents and things. So I definitely would suggest starting there. And Tanisha, if this is you writing the email, just because I'm a little like this was a crazy ass email, whoever sent it in. So thank you for writing first and foremost. But if it is Tanisha, bitch, you need to tweet. Like, you need to get on Twitter like Zola or some shit. But if this
Like
is not
Zola.
Tanisha and you really are trying to figure out how to help your friend, I don't think that there's any way that you can know exactly what to do if you haven't dealt with something like this before, and I haven't dealt with anything like this before. So all I can really do is tell you to just be there for your friend as best as you think that you can be, and just see if she want to get some help and keep following friends' wellness tips.
And bring some food by the house. That's what everybody
Oh,
else
yeah,
doing.
food.
People like grieving or
Bring some food.
whatever. Like you bring food by. You bring buy some dinner. Shit, bring it by. But don't go to dinner. Bring some food by the house.
But don't make her fat though.
Why not? Comfort food. Ooh, like macaroni and cheese and greens.
And patty pies.
Patty pies and patty cakes.
Mom, if you're listening, because I have not picked up the phone for whatever reason, because you've been
She's
busy. I need the cake.
The caramel cake.
You know where it need to go.
I need the cake.
She listens to the show more than we
Two
talk
of
on
them.
the
Shout
phone.
out to Asante's mama and that caramel cake that
Love you,
she's so
Mom.
lovingly gonna go to Walmart and purchase to send us.
Because Dustin did a whole dance.
I did. That pound cake was so good. That I swear to God.
The patty one?
Yes, like the
Damn.
the
It was.
potato pie was good, but it wasn't. Call home. Nothing to call home about. But like that pound cake.
I used
swear,
to love
man.
pound cake.
What would you do,
Well,
Fran?
You know, honestly, when I was in college, my freshman year, I mean, I didn't deal with a friend that did that, but I definitely had to deal with the girls that were seniors, for whatever reason, had such an issue with me when I came in my freshman year.
Looking good.
Probably, no, I'm kidding. Threatened, no. No, I mean, I was such a chill freshman from New York. Like, I was super chill, no idea what it was, but this crew of girls just decided that they did not like me.
They just chose you.
Just chose me. I was just the one. So they made my life a living hell. At least they tried to. And a lot of what helped me get through that year was that my friends just made sure my mind wasn't on it. You know, like when we were at the dorm, we'd watch funny shit. Like, oh my God, remember Comic View?
Hell yeah. I love Comic View.
Right. We used to watch Comic View and like, what was the late night show that was like sexual?
Uncut. Ooh.
Like, right.
Okay, what's the song?
What that thing
What
smell
that thing
like?
smell
Yeah,
like?
I'm trying
That's
to kick it
the one.
tonight.
That's the one. And then White Girls.
White
Girls. I remember that. Oh my God.
And do you remember Heather Hunter?
Heather Hunter had some rap songs.
Yeah.
It was
When
a
she was in
song
that
on there.
limo and
Y'all
shit.
probably
The
don't
porn
remember
star?
that. Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's
I
right.
didn't remember her
It's
video.
another song. Here
At
goes
least
the
not
song of
that.
the week. The song of the week is by Joe Glass and IROC, and it's called Two, TWO. And it's a song that they used to play on Uncut. You remember that song? It's like, life was made just for two. It's the shit. It's a rap song, but they be like shaking ass and shit in the video, so it was on Uncut.
And then of course Natalie's Tip Drill was like
Tip Drill,
they played.
legendary.
I feel like that's the video that
Classic.
got Uncut shut down because people were like, "This is going too far." But
People was getting cut, sliding debit cards to their butt cheeks. That's why it was Uncut. You started getting cut. That's when BET said, "Hell no."
So that's what my friends and I would do. Like we would just
Watch BET Uncut and Comic View.
Yeah, we created a world of our own that kind of tuned out whatever was happening around campus. And then the dope thing too is they just rolled with me like everywhere. Like we had class, we were rolling 8 deep, you know? And so I think the biggest thing your friend needs, because honestly, you can't fix this. That other girl, I honestly don't even know what to say. She sounds like she needs to see someone. You know,
Okay.
like that's serious. That's all jokes aside.
Yeah, seriously.
She needs to see someone. She definitely
Yeah.
needs to seek help because something is going on. But for your friend that's going through it, just, you know, talk through it, let her vent, because it's probably going to take a while for her to get over the anxiety and the scariness of it all. But also just help her keep her mind off of it. That's the most you can do as a friend. Like
And get her
Dustin
an
said, bring her
apartment guide.
candy and food and
And an apartment guy, because y'all need to get the hell away from that, from Tanisha ass.
yeah.
Somebody, if she know where
That
y'all
makes
live
me
and
sad,
shit, y'all
but
need
that's
to
the
move.
reality of it. Because
Y'all
if
gotta
she
move.
went to that extent to make someone feel unsafe, that's like a little bit
Yeah.
next level. So
It's a little merch.
I wish her well, right? But I don't know. Just keep your friend laughing and smiling and her mind off of it. That's all you can really offer as a friend when someone's going through some bullshit like that. Because that helped me so much.
And some passion flower.
And
And
some
some
passion
passion flower.
flower extract.
Yeah, you can take that however.
However, you but-
so do please.
but we did not tell you to abuse it. Just
We just had to give
Inquire
your
about
girl some though. You know what I'm saying?
you know,
That's it.
hit the Googles before you make a final
The
decision.
Googles. What's the black business shout out of the week, Asante?
Shout out to Mercedes and her company, Ixora Beauty Botanical. Ixora Botanical Beauty. That makes more sense, right? So Ixora, IXORABB.com. She's got all sorts of cool, like little butters and scrubs and things of that nature. I had this really cute moisturizer that I had from her. She used to do some really nice smells like peppermint shea butter and lavender and all sorts of things. I have, I stole some stuff from Crystal. I have to let you try it.
And isn't Mercedes from the islands?
She is,
I
but
forget which island she's
all
from.
I know is that
I wish
Mercedes.
I remember, but I saw she's from the island, so a lot of the ingredients she gets are like super dope, tropical, natural amazingness, which is why she's botanical beauty.
Yeah, and she started it from the ground up. Like I think she started it. I think she has a degree in something really fancy. I just know
Oh, that's
Mercedes
dope.
from like
And not the deodorant.
I know her from the class of Thoughtlandia, okay?
The class
she
of
likes to twerk
Thoughtlandia.
and things, but she has a business.
Okay.
So I want to also highlight the fact that we can own
We can be
businesses.
complex
and we
human
can,
beings.
Hey, I know doctors that be dropping like it's hot.
Right.
Where
Don't
you
mean you
at?
gotta sell hair.
That's right. Or that tummy tea.
That's like the did y'all see the NAACP, was it the president, that she was caught in a strip joint? Y'all didn't see that on the
Why
news?
she can't go to the strip club?
Well, that was the argument. She was caught putting money in one of the strippers' underwear, and then the picture got plastered out on one of those gossip sites. And then that was like the argument, like, can you be this, CEO or president of a respectable company and then also have this life where you're at a strip joint putting money in a stripper's underwear? Of
Was
course,
the stripper black?
yeah, they all
The
were.
stripper was black?
Well,
Okay, it's
Was
the
it black?
NAACP.
did this
What's
happen
the
in
problem?
Atlanta?
She was contributing to small black business.
If it's like
Or maybe it was a big
Atlanta
black
or
business,
something,
and that's why she gave her the tip in the first place.
everybody
I
be in
think
the
it
strip
was
club.
Texas, but it might have been
Boom.
Atlanta.
Even anywhere in the South like that, everybody be in the strip club.
But that's what people were saying. People
Not
were
everybody now.
like it's different in different states and cultures. Like I remember in Atlanta when I lived there,
Everybody-
people had meetings at the
Yeah.
strip
Yes.
joint, and I remember thinking this is so weird, but that's where they had the meeting. I had to agree.
Yep.
So you would have seen my ass in there.
How many strip club meetings did you do in Atlanta?
God, like 3. It was so frustrating. I'm like trying to speak logistics, and there's like an ass in my face, and then there's food on the thing too, because they would serve you food. I was like, this is just a lot of feelings right now.
Yeah, you're like, move.
When I used to work at the desk at one of the studios and I was setting up appointments, I used to have to set some up for the strip club. And I'd be like, look
to
at me
this
doing
day,
like
I
a
don't
2 a.m.
understand.
appointment.
But what is it that people like to have meetings at strip clubs? What is
The
that?
strip
You
club
really
is
want to
like,
know?
Yeah,
I like going to the strip club.
You been, right?
but a business meeting where you have to speak about important things.
Well,
I don't
yeah,
get the correlation. I honestly
You know
don't.
what?
It's comforting.
It is. Creatives all operate in different environments, right?
Mm-hmm.
The strip club is kind of like the club because you get the soundtrack, but instead of you doing the dancing, somebody else is doing it for you. And it's
Okay.
not like watching TV.
It
or just
was
sitting in
different
the
for me.
office.
I did it, but I just was like, who started this? Like, where did this come from? But she was basically crucified online. There, that's what would have made me think of. Like, can you be this complex person? That's to actually be a show topic one day.
That should have been tonight's show topic, but you out here putting my business
We'll
up
put a
there.
pin on that. But that's exorabb.com.
That's right. Shout out to Mercedes. If you listening, I would like some money. But not like because of this, just because I think you paid.
You are so
Her
silly.
goddamn name Mercedes.
Oh,
okay.
So definitely check her out if you're into the natural beauty. And do we
Okay.
have any church?
She might know about
announcements?
the passion flower. You think?
Oh, maybe she uses it. We have to look up her ingredients.
Okay, that might fall under the
Mercedes.
botanical beauty as well. Now,
So do seem like it to mine eyes. I'd like to do a monologue to close out Black History Month called Mine Eyes.
go ahead, do your monologue.
Mine eyes have seen the light, though I may fuss and I also may fight. My eyes have also seen the dark when it was cold and your breath was stock. My eyes have seen the glow
I can't.
when we was at the club and you dropped your ass down low. My eyes have also seen the dough. Now shut the fuck up.
Now, shut
That was in
the
honor of
fuck
Black
up.
History Month. Thank you very much. I don't have any church announcements, though. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
So that is it then. No church announcements.
No.
Nothing.
I'm just still. March is going to be a crazy month for me. It's my birthday month, so if you want to plan a birthday party for me, you know where you can find me at Asante on Twitter. In unrelated news, I am also still going to be doing the screening. I'm hosting a screening for a new series called Sit Black and Relax. I will be interviewing the creator. I will be interviewing a couple of the actors or actresses. I think I did this last week. Y'all know actresses can be actors. And it'll be live at a cafe. So if you want to find out more information, justlatasha.com. You can also tweet me and I can tweet it back to you. I am being really bad about tweeting out the flyer. So I will get on that. And if you have any questions about anything for any of us in comments and concerns, again, don't forget to hit us up at thefriendzone@loudspeakersnetwork.com. We love all your feedback. We love you guys. We love that you guys love the show. And we just love doing this for the people. Better you, better me.
Hey.
Frank, you got anything you want to close out with?
Nope.
Not a song
I
or
have
anything on your heart?
No.
At least you don't want to just like hum. Just give me like a hum. Not even a run, just a hum. You can't meet me
Come
halfway.
on, friend.
No.
I
So
was about to even back you up.
we love you guys.
Fine.
Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you guys next week.
I try to say goodbye and I choke.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.